Since 1985, the top players on the PBA Tour have gone head-to-head against the very best on the Japanese Pro Tour. It's the 1999 Japan Cup. Let's meet our 6 finalists. In our opening match, holder of 24 national titles, twice he has captured the Japan Cup, Pete Weber. He'll square off against 7-time PBA champion. He came close to winning this event in 1996, finishing second. Smooth-stroking Danny Wiseman. The winner then moves on to face our number 4 seed, 5 times voted PBA Player of the Year, the sport's all-time money leader, Walter Ray Williams Jr. In the number 3 position, having a sensational year, winning earlier in Bay City, Michigan, making his first trip to Japan, Jason Couch. Our number 2 qualifier, the 94 Player of the Year, 16 national titles, 10th on the all-time earnings list, Norm Duke. And our tournament leader, trying to solidify Player of the Year honors for 99, trying to successfully defend his championship, Parker Bohn III. Phil Ferguson, along with my broadcast partner, Marshall Holman, and you bowled in this tournament a while back.
Well, 1985, Phil, I had the pleasure of bowling in the Japan Cup. Didn't do quite as good as I would have liked, but still some very, very good memories from being back here.
A little bit different format for this year's event.
Well, certainly we have 6 players. They'll be bowling in 5 matches, so an extra match tonight to watch.
You take a look at the 6 players bowling, all Americans, all proven talent.
Yeah, we have a very, very good top 6 tonight. We've got a couple of players already in the PBA Hall of Fame, and the player on top, the hot bowler this year, Parker Bohn III. He's trying to successfully defend his title and put a stranglehold on the 1999 PBA Player of the Year.
And there's the whistle to start the opening match. Marshall Weber versus Danny Wiseman.
Gotta like Pete Weber with all the experience and a tenacious competitor.
36 years old. At the age of 18, he was the PBA Rookie of the Year. High backswing. Sets it in there, leaves just the 4-pin.
Not a quality shot to start out for Weber. And, you know, when you're in the early stages of a match, important just to get off to a good start, start making clean shots.
No problem with that spare, so Weber starts off the 99 Japan Cup with a spare in the opening frame, and now Danny Wiseman out of Baltimore, Maryland, 31 years old. Laser surgery recently, and said really has helped his game. Back, and tough way to start.
Well, right through the heart, the 4, 6, 7, and the 10, and really all you can do here is just take the count, get a couple of pins, and forget about it.
Wiseman with 7 national titles, 3 regional titles. Probably go for just the 2 here early on. Does just that.
Right-hand lane goes a lot straighter than the left. You'll see the boys on the left-hand lane much further inside, swinging the ball. Quite a difference between the 2.
Wiseman stellar on television, 31 and 16 TV record, averaging just over 226 in 23 appearances. Second frame, got it out. It's coming back, just the 10-pin.
Wiseman leaving the solid 10. Watch the 6-pin. Second from the right. It'll go around the bottom of the 10-pin. Quality shot, but it'll be no better than a spare for Wiseman.
Different ball, kind of looks like the globe. Going straight and hard at it, picks up the 10-pin spare. Always crucial to get that first mark under your belt and then move on. He opened with that split and has come back with a spare. So now Pete Weber up in the second frame. He won here twice, 1986 and again in 93. One of just a few players to have won this event twice. And Leno Monticelli, also our top seed, Parker Bohn, won this event twice. Wow!
Powerful shot from Weber.
So right now, Wiseman down early by 12. Weber working on that strike. He got away out there, Marshall.
Well, that's the power of Pete Weber. I mean, he can make the ball hook on any kind of condition.
Opening match, nice to have you by. It's the 1999 Japan Cup. Pete Weber going up against Danny Wiseman. 6 players in the field today. Look at that high backswing.
Oh, high backswing, and ball came in a little high. There's the dexter footwork of the pros. Pete Weber, 5-step approach. Very methodical as he goes up the line with that high backswing. Great knee bend. Look at the foot. Pretty well perpendicular with the foul line. And no problem picking up the 3-6-10. Still holds that 12-pin lead.
So Pete Weber, spare strike. And spare to get going here. And Danny Wiseman with that open in the first frame trying to come back. Finished second here a couple of years ago. Beautiful looking style, Danny Wiseman. Got it out, come back.
I think a little bit more what Wiseman had in mind in the first shot. Just maybe a little bit jittery to open up the game.
So strike in the third frame, and Wiseman right back in it. You traveled to Japan once, I believe, Marshall, the Japan Cup. Tough to get acclimated, different foods, etc.
Well, it is the you know, the jet lag that the players have to go through, and I remember back in '85 when I first came to Japan, a lot of the guys were looking for you know, for American fast food restaurants so they could have some food from, you know, they were used to, but the guys love it.
Wiseman fiddling with the thumb hole just a bit before this shot. Got it out. Here it comes.
And a strike for Wiseman on the left-hand lane. Once again, you can see the difference between the two lanes. That left lane hooking a lot more. Guys are standing in the middle of the lane, throwing the ball considerably to the right and hooking it right back into the pocket.
So Wiseman with that double has now cut the lead to 2 as Pete Weber up in the fourth frame. His style hasn't changed much over the year. Maybe not quite as high a backswing. Still pretty high.
Now Weber looks the same to me. Watch the ball as it hooks back hard on the right-hand lane. 10-pin will be the last to go. A friendly kick of the 6-pin into the 10.
Pete Weber, style nothing like his father, Dick Weber. Got it out. Oh, nice shot, and just leaves the 7-pin. Boy, a stubborn 7-pin. Pete and Dick, the only father-son combination in the PBA Hall of Fame. 2 great professionals.
Well, it's amazing that Pete Weber was able to come out here and establish his own identity. Hard and straight, makes a 7-pin. That's it. You know, his 2 brothers, John and Dick Weber Jr., they came out on tour first. Dick Weber Jr. first, and then John Weber. And limited success, but Pete has come out and really established himself as one of the greatest bowlers of all time.
Pete a little bit disgusted. Certainly wanted to carry that 7-pin. Thought he threw a pretty good shot. Wiseman got it. Oh, and he should have had it first time around, Marshall.
Well, great shot. God, I'd like to see what pin that was that knocked it over. See it in slow motion, see if we can. I believe it looks like the head pin that does knock out the solid 8, and it would have been a terrible break, but 3 in a row for Wiseman.
Wiseman up in this opening match. Slim lead. The winner to face Walter Ray Williams Jr. Here it comes, and it is not going to kick out that 10-pin.
Wiseman didn't like the way it came off his hand.
Weber a bit stoic, looking on.
Weber, I think Weber did like that.
Now Danny Wiseman.
He's changing balls hard and straight at the 10-pin.
And it is not going to get it. You don't see that very often, especially off the hand of Danny Wiseman. So he has opened the door for Pete Weber here in the Japan Cup. Back at the Japan Cup, and Pete Weber solid throughout this tournament. Started off in 6th after the opening round and qualified. for the tournament in 6th place. Wow. Able to kick out the 7 and 10 Marshall here in the 7th frame.
Pete Weber with a high backswing. Watch how far the ball goes out to the right before it makes its hook back left. 7 and the 10, the last 2 to fall.
Strike in the 7th. Wiseman up now. While your way, Pete Weber opened in the 6th frame.
Wiseman looking more confident. Watch the ball coming right at you. And all 10 pins responding.
So both players with an open in that 6th frame here in the opening match. Dogfight. Right down to the end. Walter Ray Williams Jr., next opponent.
Well, that's got to hurry.
Wow.
Look how far to the right Wiseman throws this ball. This lane is really on fire. Lots of hook back into the pocket. 6 pin knocks into the 10. And now it's Weber's turn to try and answer.
Boy, he brought that back a long way. He's got it out. And the strike for Pete Weber.
Both the players getting lined up late in the game.
Weber down by just 10. Love to get a big strike here in the 9th frame. Set himself up for the final frame of this first match. Quite a competitor.
He liked it off his hand. Weber running it out. Putting the pressure on Danny Wiseman.
Certainly an appreciative crowd. Pete Weber wiping his brow, awfully warm.
Well, very warm, and it's going to make it difficult to get a good feel of the ball consistently.
The heat is on Danny Wiseman. Trying to answer. Does just that. Beautiful shot.
Well, Wiseman's got that great television record as Weber looks on and seems to be a little upset about something.
Wiseman's style is beautiful. Deep knee bend, and here it comes, and sets it in there, and not going to kick out the 10 pin.
And Wiseman with the opportunity to shut out Weber. The 10 pin will not fall. Ball comes way back. 6 pin in the channel. Wiseman missed a 10 pin earlier in this game. Certainly doesn't want to make that mistake here in the 10th.
Keeps it all clean this time. No problem with that 10 pin spare.
Gives himself a little bit of a pat on the back. Yeah, okay, I made a 10 pin. Weber knows what he's going to have to do.
So Wiseman with a strike can shoot .214. Turn on that ball, and again a ringing 10 pin.
Well, .213 for Danny Wiseman forces Pete Weber to get the first strike in the 10th frame.
There you see the score. Needs, first things first, needs that strike. First ball here in the 10th.
Weber taking a little extra time.
Illustrious career, however, he is yet to capture PBA Player of the Year honors. Needs a strike.
Oh, I really never had a chance, and Weber very upset with himself. This is a lane that doesn't hook back as hard. Ball comes in light, shakes a lot of the pins out of there. 10 the last to go, but the 4 pin does not respond. And for Weber, the best he can shoot is .204. That won't be good enough. Danny Wiseman, he's going to continue on against Walter Ray Williams Jr.
So Danny Wiseman, sigh of relief. He has won match 1 and will move on. And it was Danny Wiseman, 7th, 8th, and 9th frame strikes. He'll take on 5-time Player of the Year Walter Ray Williams Jr. We're set for the championship match. Norm Duke taking on Parker Bohn III. Duke, 226 to 185 over Jason Couch in the semifinal match.
And Norm Duke finishing with 4 strikes in a row, so he's the man with the momentum.
He'll start off this title match. 277, the high game this week.
Better footwork and a great result. Maybe he's figured out the approaches.
You look now, Parker Bohn, 22 national titles. 36 years old, out of Jackson, New Jersey. And he can hook it up. Boy, he likes to play that outside line.
Not that far out.
Not going to come
Wow.
back.
That's a little unusual for Parker Bohn. Wants to get the ball out toward the 1 board, but boy, not in that blue board. It won't come back.
Starts off with a channel ball to start this title match.
He needs to settle himself down. If you're going to do that, the first shot of the match is the one you want to do it in. Just get his form, pick up the spare. And that ball was right off his hand all the way.
7 count in the first frame for Parker.
Now those are the two. That has to be the 2 worst shots he's thrown the entire week.
Bohn, along with Pete Weber and Leno Monticelli, the only 2-time winners of the Japan Cup. No player has successfully defended his title. In fact, Parker, the only left-hander to win here in Japan since 1985.
Put that ball in the pocket, got a fortunate break, knocking out the 6th pin just the last minute. Phil, we take a look at this replay, watch the 6th pin. It's the last one to fall. Well, the big difference between first and second place, 50,000 first, 25,500 second, so a lot riding in this title match.
Duke in the second.
Powerful strike from Norm Duke, and really taking advantage of Parker Bohn III early in the match, and that's what you have to do. If we take another look, watch the 5 pin just race over to the 7, scattering the pins all over the place. Duke, after 2 frames, really in control.
Impressive to start the final match.
He likes it. Oh, solid 10. Norm Duke right over the 5 board. Boy, he loves it right here, Phil. 6 pin around the bottom of the 10, and it'll be no better than a spare for Norm Duke in the 3rd frame. Really wanted to put Parker Bohn on the ropes early.
Look at that 10 pin. Pick it up. Duke with a double and a spare. Parker Bohn, after an open in the first frame, a channel ball, and came back with 7 to count in the first frame. Strike in the second. Up in the third, taking a little extra time. He's won here twice, 92, and again, the defending champion.
This is the lane he threw it in the channel on in the first frame. Look how close it comes. Oh, but it comes back. Well, look, you can see how close he comes to the channel. That's why he might have gone into the first frame. Ball hooks back into the 1-2 pocket, scatters the pins around, and it's a double for Parker Bohn III.
Well, after that open, he's come back with a double, right back in the match. Fourth frame.
A solid 7 for Parker Bohn III. Looks a lot like that same shot Norm Duke threw on the right-hand side. Ball's going to finish flush in the pocket, but the 7-pin will not respond. Parker switching balls, going for the spare ball. Hard and straight. Oh, with a backswing like that, that arm swing is just absolute gold. As he shoots the 7-pin, no problems for Bohn.
Duke now on the 4th. Duke up by 13. Way outside. Here it comes.
Well, it's a 4 and a 7. Duke didn't like the way that ball came off his hand. Could have been a split.
Could have been a strike. Sometimes you get a break and get that pin in there, flip them both out. But Duke.
Parker taking care of his thumb hole. Seen all the players doing that today.
No problem with the spare, so Duke and Bohn going at it. You can access all the latest information about the PBA by checking out the PBA's website at pbatour.com. The site, sponsored by Brunswick, features all the latest tournament standings, stories, stats, and news from the PBA, as well as game-by-game updates during match play and scheduled live chats with the pros. pbatour.com.
Duke, problem with that shot. Leaves the 4-6 split. In the last 2 frames, Phil, he's come in high. Watch as he comes off this shot. Right through the heart. The 4 and the 6. All you can do is throw the ball hard and try and knock something out, but probably he'll just get one.
Duke trying to get it to come out from the back end, but we'll just pick up the 1 pin, 94 through 5.
Norm Duke going hard and straight, trying to bounce that out of the pit, but he knows his chances were not good.
Parker trying to win it again this year. For the 3rd time for him.
Nobody's won back-to-back here in Japan.
This the final telecast of the year. Parker in the 5th frame, bringing it back, and a strike. Mixing them up just a bit.
Parker looking more comfortable on the pair. Drives that ball into the pocket, scatters them all down. A powerful strike for Parker Bohn III.
PBA Tour back on ESPN, the year 2000. Sunday afternoons, beginning in January. And Parker, after that open, a double, spare, now a strike.
2-pin lead, looking to take it to 12. Gets the friendly kick of that 7-pin.
So Parker Bohn III has come storming back against Norm Duke. Back with more in a minute. And we're back. Norm Duke down by 12, averaging better than 226 this week. He's come back after that open in the 5th. Boy, he reared up.
But the head pin goes to the sideboard, takes care of the 10-pin. Norm Duke, watch the finish. He does come up off of it. Now the head pin, it'll go to the left, and then coming back, taking care of the 10. And Duke, once again, taking care of his thumb hole. Parker watching. Doesn't look to be too nervous. The man who's the finalist seemingly every week on the telecast. Well, Duke's got his thumb prepared. Knows what a critical shot this is, going for a double here in the 7th frame.
And right there with a double. Impressive. Past champions, of course, Parker Bohn, the defending champion, Doug Cannon, 97, Steve Wilson, 96, and Leno Monticelli and Brian Voss. Americans have done very well in this tournament over the years.
Now the PBA members have won this tournament every time except for two Japanese winners. And with shots like that, Parker Bohn closer to becoming back-to-back champion here in Japan. That ball getting all the way out to about the one board at 40 feet and then driving back in for Parker Bohn III.
Norm looks at the score, knows that certainly he has a chance here, very good chance of winning this tournament at $50,000 top prize.
Bohn for 4 in a row. Cutting right through the heart, leaving the 4 and the 7, and appreciative Norm Duke and perplexed Parker Bohn III. Wondering what went wrong there. He'll grab the spare ball. Lots of speed.
Got it. Says, all right, I'll sit down for a moment. Let Duke take over. That's what he's trying to do here, this title match. Right there for Duke.
Both players playing from the outside line. However, Duke does not come as close to the channel as Parker Bohn's. Ball goes right in the pocket flush. All 10 pins falling in unison.
Well, Duke, after an open in that 5th frame, has come back now with 3 in a row. Up in the 9th. Tight match.
And Duke with a possible 244, and Parker Bohn, best he can shoot right now, 234. So Duke has the advantage. Boy, what a fortunate shot for Duke, as that ball got off his hand. Watch as he releases the ball. He's just all out of balance. Just trying to stay from going over the foul line. Everything worked out great, Norm.
All right, strike. Now Bohn up in the 9th frame. Trying to counter. Way outside, brings it back and gets that 7 pin to kick out. Not afraid to play that extreme outside line, hanging the ball over the channel and bringing it back up in the 10th frame.
I said earlier, 234, the best Parker Bohn can shoot. He cannot shut out Norm Duke, but he can pressure him. Very confident shot in the 10th frame, best shot of the match.
Parker's come back from that channel ball, the very first shot of the match. Second ball in the 10th for the defending champion.
To take the lead. And a late kick to the 7 pin.
Duke looks on and knows that he still has a chance.
Watch the ball hooking back into the 1-2. The 4 pin's just going to come out, kiss the 7 over. And an appreciative Parker Bohn III. Every pin important. This strike for 234. He's got it.
Bohn elected to, even being the top seed, elected to finish the match first. How did you approach it?
Well, I always pick the lane I like better to finish on. You know, some guys like to finish first. Some guys like to have that chance to come back. Norm Duke needs 2 strikes and 1 pin to win. Parker picked the lane he was more confident on, and it certainly proved out in the 10th frame.
Duke needs the first 2 strikes and worry about that 1 pin later. First shot. Oh, gets that 7 pin to go.
Not showing much emotion. Saving himself with this shot right here. Duke needs a strike here. Second ball in the 10th. And then the count is academic.
Although he's come very close to going over that foul line several times, but this is really for the championship, a strike here. Duke taking a lot of time.
Nothing that man can do. His job's done. Duke slips again. Will it fall? No, the 10-pin stands. Parker Bohn III. Back-to-back championships here in Japan.
Wow, what a title match. Parker, 234, and Norm Duke with this pair, a 233. Doesn't matter. Parker Bohn by 1 pin or 100. He is the 1999 Japan Cup champion. Back in a minute. There's your winner, Parker Bohn III. 4 strikes to end the title match, edging out Norm Duke, 234 to 233.
Now let's take a look back at today's key moment, the Ginkoba moment of concentration. Parker Bohn III needing 3 strikes in the 10th frame to put the pressure on Norm Duke. He had the concentration necessary to get the job done. And that's today's Ginkoba moment of concentration. Think better. Think Ginkoba.
Congratulations to Parker Bohn III. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Part of the Go Network, go.com.